And good evening, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you. It is Thursday night, the 14th, Thursday night, the 14th of May, and it's time for evening prayers. Excuse me. Now you know that evening prayers happens every night, 8:15 p.m., and morning prayers happen every morning, 8:15 a.m., both on the Mountain Time Zone. Ooh, and my dinner is suddenly not agreeing with me. I apologize. And this is an opportunity to come together and really um, and just be together. Really, I mean, I've been bringing some special guests in over the past couple of months, and I have one tomorrow. Reverend Mark Gilbert's going to be with me tomorrow morning, which kind of I'm very excited about. And And every night we get together and we get a chance to pray. And I tell you, I feel jazzed by the time, no matter what's going on in my world or in my perception of this thing called life, as I come into this time and always end up leaving this time just jazzed and excited and wow. So I know this is serving me. I trust this is serving others as well. I trust this is serving you and those of you that keep showing up and keep watching, because I know there's a handful of you that are here all the time. And that's meaningful and that's important. And now more than ever, I think, oh man, I got to get rid of that phrase. Sorry. I just heard myself say it. It's like, gosh, now more than no, I'm done with that. As we emerge into a new way of being, as we emerge from this retreat, this respite that we've been on, we're emerging into a newness, into not a new normal, a newness. Because some of us are going to see this as normal, some of us are going to see this as abnormal, some of us are going to love what happens next, some of us are going to hate what happens next. That's the human condition, that's the human experience. What's happening on the grander scale, though, is there is a glorious vision being revealed. And I don't always know what it looks like. I rarely know what it looks like until after it's here. And I've been saying this a lot with friends lately, right? Sometimes there are those great ideas that just slip right through your fingertips almost because they weren't yours to do. They weren't mine to do. And somebody else catches on to that idea and runs with it. And I love when that happens. I love when I can see something and say, hey, that's a divine ideal in the mind of God, because I've had that idea and I know others that have had that idea. And it's so good to see somebody run with that idea and make it work. And what I know is every one of us has within us those opportunities to run with a divine idea. What's yours? I also believe we can figure that out through the power of spiritual mind treatment, because spiritual mind treatment, what we're about to do here, this is not a begging or a beseeching prayer. I'm not getting down on my knees and saying, please, please, God, oh, favor me and not anyone else. What we're doing is we're conditioning our own mind. We're opening up to an opportunity to allow the divine to reveal itself. We're uh, coming into a state of consciousness where truth reveals itself. And over repetition, we begin to recognize what never goes away. The things that are always with us, the things that always stick around, the things that are forever part of our own personal vision. So as I share this spiritual mind treatment this evening, all I'm really doing is reminding myself of a grand and glorious truth as I see it. And what I trust is that there will be something in there that is for you as well, that you will recognize a grand and glorious portion of your truth in all of this, that you will recognize a sense of the calling within you to something greater, that you will hear that, feel that vibration, hear that call to say yes, yes, the sacred yes to something magnificent in your life, in your world. I think it's a pretty exciting experience, all in all. I think it's really just amazingly cool to be a part of this, to be present to this thing, and to get to say, yes, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to move forward, and to let God be God, and to do everything I'm here and that I'm called to do. So since the 18th of March, I've been called to pray twice a day, live on Facebook with friends or just on my own. And you have shown up. So there must be something in here that's for you. So I think it's time we just, quit jibber jabbing about it and get down to it. Let's get some prayer on. So if you are in a comfortable place and feel comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. And as I sometimes speak in the first person, I invite you to allow my words to be your own. And as I sometimes speak in the third person, or as I speak directly to you, please allow yourself to hear and to embrace and to then embody what works, what makes sense, what reverberates, is aligning with your truth, with your beingness. And I can say that because I know that back of all things, there is really only one thing happening here. There's really only one truth, one beingness, one absolute expression of life that is always perfect, always operating, always moving and evolving and growing. One power, one presence, one intelligence, the wellspring of all life, the source and the supply of everything necessary for the revelation of a grand vision on this planet, a vision of a world that works for everyone. I know this oneness, this source, this supply, and I call it God, and I recognize God as the all of all, the perfection of my life, the perfection of all life everywhere. So I recognize God operating through and as the lives of everyone that hears these words now on this call, on this broadcast, at a later time, on the recording, at another dimension, in another language, perhaps. Who knows how the words are heard? For it is truly not the words that matter, it is the truth that matters. It is a vibration that we create here together collectively that casts this truth across the planet, so that all that may hear it may be uplifted, so that all that may know the truth may be inspired, so that the all of all may take form and shape on the planet as my life, as your life, as all life. Because that's what's happening. A grand and glorious revelation is upon us, and collectively we each get an opportunity to step in, sometimes even dive into the deep end, in order to learn and experience what comes next, and in order to embrace and express the divine gifts that are ours to give. For what I know is, I know that each one of us exists within the heart and as the mind of God. We are each part of the unity, but we have to express individually. It is the individual expression of this unified life force that makes it all fun, that makes it all worthwhile, that makes the creative process what it is, that brings the ooey gooiness to life, that brings all the fun and the joy and the love and the laughter and the sorrow and the pain and the hurt. Because that is the human condition, that is the human experience, to be fully present to all of it and consciously choose to invest in that which is good, that which reminds, that which uplifts and inspires, to let go of the pain and the hurt and the suffering, to feel it, yes, to experience it, yes, but not to hold on to it. When we get hit with the weirdness, when the pain and the suffering hits us hard, we experience that, honor that experience, but let it go. Let it pass right through, so that the vibration, the energy of that human experience need not be lodged within, need not become part of our life, our story, our joy. Instead, when I get hit with the hurt, I let that move through me and embrace the joy, embrace the possibility, embrace the love that proceeds in its wake. So what I know is, I know that this world is forever evolving and growing, changing and shifting. Old systems breaking down, new systems coming online, and all the bumps and the foibles and the follies and the moans and groans that go along with those human conditions, that is part of what makes life worth living. And through it all, I hold steady to that reminder that God's got this. That no matter what's going on, there is a power and a presence and an intelligence back of all human experience. That one divine expression of power and love and beauty and truth, that oneness that is operating back of all of that to bring forth something magnificent, to express a deep and abiding truth born of love and, and absolute order. See, what I know is, I know there is an absolute order that is happening in the world this day. It may not appear that way. I may not be able to see it. Some may not see it, and some may, and others may. And I catch a glimpse of it now and again in these experiences. The order that is emerging as things are realigning on the planet. The consciousness of humanity is shifting, and so the form of what happens on the planet must shift as well. And there's a grand shift that is happening as the humanity of life lets go of old ideas and old thought patterns and old ways of being, and a whole new consciousness is born, is coming online. A second tier, another step up the evolutionary spiral, another leap along the evolutionary process. It's all happening. And somehow, in some way, it's happening for my good. It's happening for your good. It's happening so that you may step in and say yes to the calling of your soul and express the magnificence of God into the world. It is happening so that you may stand strong and courageous in the face of all this adversity, that you may stand strong and courageous and know that there is something more, that there is a grand and glorious power that is directing your life and calling you to a great expression of giving, of living, of loving, of life. So I speak this word and I claim for each one that hears it the absolute sacred yes that says, I am, I will, and I shall. I am what I am. I will give of myself and I shall serve. I shall be, I shall create, I shall love. With a grateful heart, I am so very feeling that sense of an energetic, a vibration of absolute blessing. Knowing this time is a rich, rich blessing, and knowing each one that hears these words is richly blessed. We are the truth of God taking form right now, and I am grateful for the opportunity to be a present to it, to be witness to it, to be a part of it. Most especially, I'm grateful to let it be, to stand in witness to God's majesty and mystery, and witness this evolutionary becoming. I'm grateful to let it be, to release this word into the law that must say yes, that is in fact already operating upon this word, and know that it is done. So I invite each one that in any way resonates with this word to join in an affirmation of truth as we say together. And so it is. And so it is. Whoo-wee. All right, time to go to work. Time to do time to do another round. Hello, Ursula. So good to be with you, dear one. Welcome back. I trust everything went well on your travels today. I know you were with family and Gabrielle, so I trust that went well. Good evening, Suzanne. Glad you're with us as well. I just love that smile. That's a great shot. That's a great picture. And Lindy Di, thank you so much for being with us this evening as well. Appreciate your presence here. Remember, folks, oh, and my dear lovely, my beloved, who said she might not make it tonight, is here as well. Good to see you, dear one. Love you, love you. Oh, folks, it's an evolving process. It's a continuing process. And no matter what, I'm really excited because I just get to keep having fun. And the next way we're going to have some fun is starting on Monday. Um, when I told my wife about this one, she kind of smiled and snickered and said, "You really 7 a.m.?" Because I'm not notoriously a morning person. But I've been having so much fun with the 8:15 prayers. I thought, I want to do something even earlier, and I want to push myself. And so this is as much a challenge for me as it is, I trust, a journey. But I don't think anybody really wants any more challenges in their life. So maybe that's just me. So this is Activate Your Soul's Purpose, 21-day journey of enlightenment. Starts May 18th to June 7th. I will explain everything on Monday at 7 a.m. It's going to be presented live in a private Facebook group. Excuse me. And the beauty of that is all of the programs will remain in the group, so you can check it out afterwards. If that time frame doesn't fit for you, then by all means check out the program at any time throughout the day. Join in the group. We've got a great group of people that have signed up and said, "Hey, put me in here. I want to be a part of this." And there's a couple ways you can do that if you want to. Number one, you can visit the website, sign up for an email, and you'll get information on how to join the group on Facebook, or send me a private message, hit me up on email, connect in one way or another, and say, "Robert, I really want to be a part of this. I want to experience a deeper understanding and a greater vision of my soul's purpose on the planet at this time and moving forward." And that's what this is all about. And I want everybody to know this program is being offered on the gift economy idea. So the whole concept is that this is a gift to you, to anybody that wants to be a part of it. There is no financial remuneration required in any shape or form. It's a gift. And what I trust is, as I give of my gifts, then I am supplied and supported, fueled, funded by the power and the presence of God. And whether that gift comes, no matter how that gift comes to me, as I give, so shall I receive. And I want to give abundantly of my love of this process, of my love for you and for all the people that are doing in any way, energetically, financially, monetary, all those different ways of support. My family's being supported through this. It's an adventure, and so this is a glorious gift to anyone that wants to show up. And I invite you to be a part of that. So. Okay, I have definitely jibber jabbered on far enough this evening, so I'm going to say thank you and get out of here. I wish you all the best for the rest of the night. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:15 a.m. for another morning prayer. Until then, dear ones, peace and blessings. I love you. Bye now.